So I keep looking through the names, and when it said Madison, is there a Nathan here today?
Yeah.
I remember him, and then there was one of the brothers who played softball with us.
John.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Anyhow, good to see you guys. I often wondered what this church thought of me, okay, and what their opinion was of me, but I never dared ask. So they had a 4th of July celebration at Old Westbrook, and the kitchen band, they sang. And you may have to help me with names. Artist Clearing?
Yes.
Arliss.
Duetta.
Who was ahead of it?
Arliss.
Arliss changed all the jokes, so they were Pastor Mo jokes. And the group that was sitting by me over there kept looking. Is he laughing? Is he laughing? That's how it started. Okay, one day I walk outside. There's a parking meter in front of my van with a ticket on it. That was one of the Derrickson boys. No, Elton is another story. Okay. So
Tell it.
I am. I'm getting ready for a service, and I'm what they call a walker pastor. So I move around. So I walk down on the steps, and I just happen to look over at the pulpit. There's a timer switch on the pulpit light. So I look at Roger Ingen, and I said, Roger, when you confess that you put it there, then you can have it back. Okay? After a year, guess who confessed? Elton did. He comes up to me and goes, he didn't want to tell me, but he said he was tired of going outside and plugging in and unplugging the Christmas lights, and he wanted his timer back. Did you actually want to say something? Joan and I did a sermon together where I was in a neighboring church. They didn't know it was my wife. And I had invited her up, this woman that I didn't know, to be part of the sermon. She heckled me during the whole sermon. But she's also saved me more than once. So she has a beautiful singing voice. And so I had to lead the table prayer, and I go, Joan, would you please? And she stood up and started. It was great. Oh, well, I'm not. Okay. One more, because I want to thank a bunch of people. Hold it closer, sorry. So there's a church league softball team from here, and they invited me to play. I used to play in 4-H. I wasn't any good, but they invited me to play. The first night I played in the outfield, I couldn't see the ball, but I didn't tell them that. Okay? So the next game, they put me in as catcher because I was one of the few guys with good knees. And so I caught for the next 5 years. Okay? And first or second night we were there, I think Russ Derrickson, is that the right one? Played center field. And who pitched? His brother. I don't remember. Anyhow, he's out to center field, and guy hits the ball out to him, and he goes to throw it into home plate. And he had an arm that was unbelievable. Anyhow, so the ball's coming in full. The runner is crossing third base, is a 300-pound guy. And I'm standing on home plate. Do I block the plate or do I get out of the way? The ball just flew in. I knew it was going to come right to me, and it did. Came right into my mitt. I looked at that guy and I go, nope, and I moved out of the way. Guess what my going away gift was from those guys? A signed softball. And I still have it in a glass case. And kept it. That it was something. We won at least once in those 5 years. I was the 9th or 10th batter because I was slow. So some of these guys would bat after me, would catch me about third base. I'm serious. And I would go, slow down, you can't pass me, we won't get the run. And we had to slow down, and I finally get in. But it was fun, it was good. I think that's enough stories. I could go on for a long time because this place gave me a lot of great stories. By the way, will anybody admit I was in their wedding? Oh, that's one. Oh, two.
Set this.
Three. We had some fun weddings here. I enjoyed them. There's some stories behind them also. Joan?
I just wanted to say that we have so many great memories from being here. It was a great place. And Missy, you were our favorite babysitter. That's all.
Thank you very much, guys.
Well, I think the desire was to open this up if there were some others who would like to share some memories of their time here and their family. I mean, I don't know how many of you have looked at the history book. I want to say a big thank you to Diane for all the work that went into that. The pictures, how many pictures are in that book? Did you have a count? No. Lots, and all these different family pages that just wonderful stuff. So I don't know if you're represent one of those families and like to say a word about your picture in there or something. Anybody want to share? Rebuttal time, John. Softball. No.
I'll remind you of a few things.
You'll
We were called the Holy Rollers.
The Holy Rollers. Oh boy.
That wasn't our official name, but that's what other teams called us.
So.
I can add something.
Sure.
I'm Bruce Graff. My sister was Arliss Query. And we were a family of 8 of us. And 3 of us didn't live in the Lamberton area. Brother Roger lived in Montana. Dick and Missouri lived in Minneapolis. And I noticed today, the first thing I noticed in the bulletin was special music. Because every time my brother Roger would come from Montana, Arliss would get him into special music. Every time he was here. And Dick and I always had such a hard time with that because we never, we're out of town, we'd come to visit, but we never got on special music. The whole Madison family was special music.
So, one of my favorite stories from Arliss is talking about coming home and she'd left one of the kids at church or who got left?
Bradley. I think she left him in town once too.
Yeah, would you like us? This is the day for special music. Now's your chance.
I don't think you want to go there.
Okay. Well, there's been a lot of good stories I've heard that there was there a funeral where everybody got snowed in and have to... And then everybody remembered Pastor Lloyd Tobiason showing up in his motorcycle for one funeral because he had a flat tire, I think, on his truck, and so then he... For Selmer Oslin's funeral. Yep. Wearing his robes, or that would be... Huh? Carrying them. Okay. Oh, come on. Somebody else. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lynn Madison, Norris's eldest daughter. So we've been here a long time. There's Sandy, my son. And I remember Sunday school. We were like, 8 or 9 students in a class? It was just good. And Bible school and out in the country Bible school. It was a great congregation for growing up. It was great. It was great. Thank you for seeing me.
mention Norris Madison. Every Sunday morning, we'd ask him how he was doing, and he said peaceful. And I just loved that, because he was always very peaceful. And then I also remember a gentleman that came to the church and tried to start a fire. I don't remember if it was cold out or if he just wanted to burn the church down or what the situation was. But they called us and said he was headed our direction. So Mom said, well, let's invite him in and give him breakfast so we can detain him until the police got there. And there's tons of good memories with everybody's families. It's been a pleasure. And thank you all for coming.
I should invite Elton up here to say something, because he's got all kinds of stories, right? You know, there's a question about whether or not you came and had a root beer float Friday night.
Hey, could you just hold this for a second?
You know anything about that? Very good. The cake was not left here last night because they were afraid who else might show up. But anyway, come on, Elton, something about flamingos or pianos or what other stories?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get even with Pastor Mo. when we moved him into the parsonage, the bed wouldn't fit up the hallway, up the stairways. But what does Pastor do? He shows up with a chainsaw. And it was a joke, but he got people worried that we and then one other thing is, I was on the call committee when Pastor Mike came, and I'm still receiving somebody asked, how could you possibly call a minister that is a Green Bay Packer fan?
Owner.
Oh, yes, he's part owner.
Pastor Mo saw my stock certificate.
I gotta do a story with that. This is important.
This is
important. I moved from Minnesota to Wisconsin. The first Sunday I'm in Wisconsin, the Packers play the Vikings in football at noon. And that's when we got done with church. And so the next week I got up and I said, I'm really sorry about letting you guys out late for and I paused. And then I said, the Viking game. 150 people booed their pastor. Some of the people never got over the fact that they booed their pastor. It was great. The setup was there. Oh, I'm sorry, you're a Packer fan. I grew up in Decorah, Iowa. We were the Vikings.
Yeah.
So, you know. Thank you.
Purple, you're purple.
Well, I think I had Elton to thank for getting a pair of socks for Christmas one year too, right? One sock was a Vikings and the other was a Packers. Somebody else got that. I think we finally found each other and exchanged. Anyway, yeah, a lot of fun. I actually, when I did Bible study here for a long time, I had my Green Bay Packers mug here, and then I started hearing rumors that it was going to disappear or just be destroyed. So I finally took it home for safekeeping. But anyway, anyone else?
I'm very grateful for the fact that you guys always did VBS. I'm very grateful that you guys did VBS because our kids got to be with their cousins and we got to hang out with cousins while that went on. And over the years, that was part of our kids growing up. And we didn't go to church here every Sunday, but it helped our kids connect with their cousins here. And I'm very grateful for that, because that was a special part.
Here.
Yeah, well, music is a big part of my life, and a lot of that credit has to go to Carol and the Madison family. And in this congregation is where a lot of us learned how to sing in harmony. We had Norris over here leading the bass group, we had Jimmy Madison doing the tenors, and of course we had Luetta and Arliss Curry. And we had all four parts there, and you always had that anchor that you could find your part and try to sing along. And I was always jealous so long of Norris and that nice deep bass voice, and I never had that. And, well, I kind of have it now on Sunday mornings. And I mean, today I got down there. I was impressed. So I think of Norris every time, you know, with that good golden bass voice that he had. And then when I got old enough, I got to play trumpet with the Madison group. And we'd stand up there, and I would miss my D sharps, and I would miss, you know, I'd throw my clunkers out there. But it really, really tested me, and I owe a lot to the Madisons and Highwater. So, my 2 cents.
I want to say a word about Norris as well, because for the first number of years here, I would just when I visited with other pastors, I would talk about the 2 Norrises I had, because I had Norris Hyvee at Old Westbrook and Norris Madison here, and they both had the war stories, right? I mean, and I came to learn that after I'd been here a while. Again, that greeting every Sunday, how you doing? And it was always peaceful. And I finally had to ask him, well, what's that about? And, you know, I don't know, maybe all of you know this, but his war story, World War II, he talked about how he was a pilot in the Pacific, and from his first mission, every mission he'd gone out on, the lead pilot had been shot down. It was like every time they went into a dive, every gun in the place was pointed at the lead pilot. And he said, you know, that happened mission after mission after mission, and all of a sudden, one day, I was the lead pilot. And he, huh?
The rest of the leads were killed. He was next in line.
Yeah.
He was ready to go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, as he got to the moment, what he said is he got to the moment he started to dive, and in that moment, he had such a feeling of peace come over him. And, you know, this is part of, you know, how do we look for, how do we go and look for happiness? How do we go and look for peace or joy or other things? And I one of the amazing stories, because where you find those things is not where you look for them. I mean, that's the sense of the hand of God at work in the world, in our lives. And for Norris, it was in that moment of absolute crisis, life and death, right? I mean, it's like after what he's seen, there's nothing but death in this moment, and yet peace. And then when he actually died, sitting out in the wheelbarrow, getting a little sun, and I should let my wife share his last words with her.
Go ahead, come on.
I think Terry said to him that we're really going to miss you. And he said, I'm sure you will. Anyone else?
Well, okay, but the amen to that is, my last words was, because you know I can talk, but I can listen to, because Chris and I did that all the time.
Here.
And Dad was singing with my brother Mark. Y'all know Mark's voice, right? It's still here. It's still here. And his doctor